Hi there, I'm Caitlin, and I'm a flight attendant. At least, I will be when I finally make it through training. We still haven't actually gotten to fly yet, but we're getting closer. Today we set everything up like a plane. See, one of the most important things about flying is respect. Respect is showing others they are important by what you say and do. And one of the toughest situations on a plane is when a passenger doesn't show respect for who's in charge. We took turns being the passenger and the flight attendant. I was really good at being the passenger. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can see. Excuse me, ma'am, would you mind keeping your feet out of the aisle and not singing? Hey, I paid for this ticket. You weren't the boss of me. I'm sorry, ma'am, but we have to keep the aisle clear and everyone must be able to hear if there's an emergency. Yeah, whatever. I'm on the top of the world looking Wow, I would not want that me as a passenger for sure. In today's story, we'll hear just why it's so important to pay attention to the people in charge. Ma'am, if you don't listen, we'll have to remove you from your seat.
.252 Movie presents Who's the Boss? Based on Paul's teachings about respecting people in charge. Action!
Right. And expiration date and submit. Ah, there you go. Ah, hello there. I'm Professor Knows-A-Lot, and you've just caught me at a rather embarrassing moment. You see, I was paying a fine there on the internet for a parking violation I recently received. You see, there was a sign clearly posting that I was not to park there next to the fire hydrant. However, I chose to disregard it. You see, I thought that if I was only there for a few moments, no one would notice. But I was sadly mistaken. And rightly so, the police officer issued me a ticket and justice was done. Now, I do wish that perhaps I hadn't been punished, but a part of me is quite thankful that I was, you see, because now it gives me the opportunity to talk to you about respecting authority. First, we have to think, what is respect? Perhaps we should ask someone. Jimbo? Hello there, Jimbo. Where on earth might you be going at this time of the night with a hammer in your hand?
I just get going to the school because I have tool club. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Jimbo, you can't fool me. I know that look. You're up to no good now, aren't you?
I was going to the school to get my iPod back.
Your iPod?
Yeah. Mr. Allman, the meanest teacher in the whole school, he stole it.
Oh, my. What? Have you alerted your parents to this?
Yes, but they said I probably did something to deserve it.
And did you?
No!
Well, then why did Mr. Allman confiscate your iPod?
Because he's the meanest teacher in the entire school.
Oh, come now, Jimbo. He can't be all that bad now, certainly.
Everyone's afraid of him.
Ooh, my. He does sound formidable. Let's meet him, shall we?
If you will all just follow these 4 rules, then we are going to get along just fine. All right, number 1, there is no talking when I am talking. Number 2, no throwing things. That's pencils, paper, spitballs, whatever. Number 3, if you cheat on
He doesn't seem all that bad to me, Jimbo.
Professor Knows-A-Lot, what are you doing here?
Seems to be a perfectly reasonable teacher in my mind.
Shh! You can't be here.
He's only got 4 rules to follow.
Listen to me, you need to go!
Jimbo,
Yes, Mr. Almond?
perhaps you did not understand rule number 1. There is no talking when I am talking.
Oh no, I was just There was somebody sitting right here.
All right.
There was.
Maybe the principal would like to hear your story. Huh?
No, but
To the principal, Jimbo.
Oh, Chimichanga! Oh.
Now, you know, Jimbo, I don't think Mr. Ormond is all that bad. You were punished, but you were breaking the rules.
Yeah, but that was just one time. You didn't see all the times he's picked on me.
Ah, well, let's see those then, shall we?
No!
What was that, Jimbo?
Oh, nothing, sir.
Jimbo!
He started it!
Principal! I hope you studied for this test, Jimbo. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
What is this, Jimbo?
Well, I wasn't cheating. I was.
It's a 0.
Well, no! No, Mr. Alban, I was checking my email.
I'm keeping this until the end of the week.
I was just checking my email! No! Oh!
Jimbo, I do think you're overreacting a bit.
No, I'm not. I need my iPod. It's my only connection to the outside world. How am I going to communicate with other people if I don't have my iPod?
Well, back in my day, we did letters. You use the paper and you write on it. Words. Very well. I do have another suggestion, though. It may not help you get your iPod back right away, but it will prevent you from getting into trouble anymore.
What is it?
All right, listen very closely. If you'd like to stop getting into trouble, stop breaking the rules.
Huh?
Jimbo, listen to what God says about respecting those in authority. All of you must be willing to obey completely those who rule over you. There are no authorities except the ones God has chosen. So, when you oppose the authorities, you're opposing those whom God has appointed. If you do what is right, you won't need to be afraid of your rulers. Do you know what that means, Jimbo?
Yeah. I think I know what that means. That Mr. Almond wouldn't be so mean if I just did what he said.
Precisely! Good show there, Jimbo! But that is not all. When you choose to obey your science teacher, not only are you respecting Mr. Almond, but you're also respecting God. You see, God puts those in charge over us for a reason. Now, sometimes that might mean to protect us from harm. Sometimes it means to lead us through a very difficult time in our lives. Sometimes it might be to help teach us a very valuable lesson that we can use later on in life.
I have it all now.
Yes?
Okay, so I'm going to show respect to Mr. Almond because in doing that, I'm showing respect to God.
Excellent, yes.
Now, how do I get my iPod?
Yes. Well, for that, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait until the end of the week. But here's the good news. With all the extra time you have, you can now read your Bible.
Yeah,
All right, then.
thanks. Oh, there are so many words.
Oh, yes, the Bible is chock full of wisdom and direction. Goodness.
I wish I could learn through osmosis.
Osmosis? Jimbo, that's a big word. Where on earth did you happen to learn that?
Mr. Almond's science class.
Well, I suppose he's not such a bad teacher after all, then, is he?
I guess not.
You see, it's rather easy. If you want to show respect to God, all you have to do is respect those he's put in authority over you. Now, those who are in authority might be teachers, they could be principals, your parents, or even police officers. And when we obey their rules, you needn't fear losing your iPod or getting a parking ticket. Tell me, Jimbo, do you have a driver's license?
No.
Well, let me expound upon you the many, many joys of obeying the traffic laws. Now, first of all...
Sometimes we disrespect people in charge because we think we know better than them. I mean, a disrespectful passenger doesn't see any trouble with singing loud, but an airline attendant knows what would happen if there was an emergency and no one could hear the captain's instructions. Or if the aisle was blocked and another passenger tripped and fell trying to go to the bathroom. There could be a lot of trouble. The Bible tells us that authorities have been put in place by God, and God sees things that we don't see. So even if we don't understand the rules or think the people in charge are wrong, we should still choose to give them respect. It's another way for us to show God that we trust and respect Him. So the one thing to remember in all of this is respect God by respecting people He's put in charge. You're going to have a lot of chances to think a little higher and show respect to people in charge this week. Maybe you're tempted to roll your eyes when your mom asks you to clean your room. Or maybe you want to complain when the coach asks you to run another lap. Or you've got a great chance to prank the substitute teacher. Remember that each of these situations is actually a great chance to step back and show your respect for God by choosing a respectful attitude towards people in charge. Wow, these seats are just as uncomfortable as real airline seats. But that's still no excuse not to show respect. Okay, good point. I'm on the top of the world looking down at